Serena Williams figured out a way to win that match today against a very tough young player, Maria Pliskova. How'd she do it?
I think it was probably her most impressive performance this week. Even after beating Naomi Osaka, Serena just worked it out. And Pliskova, she's been playing unbelievable tennis. She's solid. She gets a lot of balls back. She moves beautifully. And she was actually winning more points behind her first serve, than Serena Williams during that match. Somehow, after a set and a half, Serena just willed herself to turn things around, started serving a little bit better, moving a lot better. And that's been a key in Serena's game of late.
James, it didn't look too good for Serena in that first set.
Yeah, it didn't, and you wondered if fatigue might be a factor. Even though it was straight sets against Osaka, that took a lot of effort and energy and mental energy. And I think, as Chanda said, this might have been her most impressive, especially mentally. Physically, maybe against Osaka, but today, battling back from that very sluggish start.
We got to also keep in mind, Chanda, that Pliskova had already beaten Sloane Stephens and Yelena Ostapenko.
And she got the win against Simona Halep as well, although Halep retired. But Pliskova was in a great rhythm, and she came out, shocked an entire stadium, got up the early break, and did not let up. Didn't start thinking about it, didn't get nervous. The serve really got her over the finish line there. And she continued with that momentum into the second set, holding her serve early. And this is indicative of the type of tennis Serena had to try to overcome. That shot from Pliskova, unbelievable after the court coverage. But this is where Serena was able to turn things around. She got more aggressive, started stepping inside the baseline.
Started beating up on second serves.
She was all over second serves. The first step there was so quick, and she was intense, and that is what we expect from Serena. She was also coming in, taking balls out of the air, shortening some of these points, and that helped. But right here again, a couple of these games were tight, a lot of deuces, and Serena came through in this game, and that really gave her the momentum. Husband Alexis Ohanian, he was happy about a few of those shots. But Pliskova, she never went away, and in the end, Serena had to beat her. Serena had to play some of her best tennis, and she was able to do so in the big moments.
Finishes at 6-3 in the third. Again, that glare, man. That stare, it's unbelievable. James, what do you make of these numbers? The most important thing that Serena will have going into the championship match tomorrow? Well, what do you think?
Well, I think doing a better job on the second serve points won after the first set, and the unforced errors there, you may need to cut those down. 38 unforced errors, a lot of those in the first set.
Exactly, 18 of them in the first set. That was a huge turnaround.
And
wow.
So that's got to keep going trending in the right direction going into tomorrow, I think.
So she really cleaned things up, and after the match, she talked about how she made the adjustment to have the win.
Well, I needed to just be more consistent and not make so many errors, and mentally just be ready to hit 1,000 balls if I needed to. And in the first set, I was going for a little too much, so I just had to just play a different game.
All right, kids, so how well is she playing? Is she better than she was playing at the Australian, where she got to the quarters? At the French, where she lost to Sonia Kenin? At Wimbledon, where she lost to the final? Where is that woman's game right now? What do you think?
I think it's continuing to improve. And she said it here that she's able to train now. And I think that's important because I think her movement's been a lot better. And now that her movement's better, I think she always has confidence in her serve. But I think it'll just translate to the rest of her game.
What do you think?
I actually think this is the best that I've seen her play since Australia, in my opinion. I think she was playing great there. A little bit of a surprise, that loss to Pliskova with match points up. But, today she had to come through a tough task. And the movement, that's a key. The serve, her first serve percentage wasn't great today, but she worked it out, started playing better behind the first serve, and the strength and resolve that Serena has. Sometimes it's a little up and down. In this match, she found it, and she kept it through the rest of that match.
She's going for her 4th Rogers Cup final and her first title since she became a mom. I mean, doesn't she want to get rid of that fact?
She's done everything else in the sport, so I think it's time to do something new for her. It's so impressive at this age, longevity. She won her first Rogers Cup at 2001.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly right.
And that's longer than most people's careers, and she could possibly bookend it with titles here in Rogers Cup. Incredible.
All right, now she plays a 19-year-old Canadian who just lives a couple of minutes away, Bianca Andreescu, who had a good-looking match. I mean, Chanda, it took her 4 3-setters just to get into this semi today.
And you wondered if fatigue would be a factor here.
It's been incredible when you look at Andreescu. This is her first 2-set match. I mean, she saved her best stuff for the weekend, but she has battled through. She continues to play the fearless tennis we saw her play in Indian Wells when she took that title. She mixed it up nicely. Kenin is an excellent competitor, and she made it tough at times, moves beautifully, but Andreescu just had all the answers, and that first set was crucial. When she tucked that away, she was able to relax. She actually served for the match in the second set, but it got to the tiebreak. And again, Andreescu just buckled down. She got a little more aggressive with her positioning. There was some tension in this match, but in the end, she just kept swinging away, and that's been the most impressive part of her game.
Yeah, and she felt it too. She was crying on the court. She talked about how her parents were there watching her get this win. A lot going on there. And she was pretty funny when she was on the court after the match as well in the interview.
I've been through so much the last 2 months. All I can say is that I'm just so happy to be back on court right now. My shoulder's good. I'm in the finals of the Rogers Cup. Life's freaking amazing.
And she said that a couple of times. It's just getting over the fact that she's having this kind of a week. But we saw her win Indian Wells with quality wins as well. Clearly, this championship match tomorrow between Serena and Andreescu is going to be some good-looking hardcore tennis. They both love this stuff.
How is this her first tournament back, though, after that injury layoff? I mean, this has been unbelievable, and I think we're all still trying to figure out how she keeps going each match. We maybe think, okay, she's going to run out of gas. This is going to be it. She's not going to have anything left.
She's heavily taped.
I mean, it's more and more body parts are getting taped up, but she just keeps going, and it has been a remarkable tournament. And to be able to do this at home, Indian Wells, huge event, huge moment, but to come back and do it at home is unbelievable.
Her mother watched her win. Her father watched her win. Her dog Coco was in the stands watching her win. I mean, she says that this is even a bigger week for her than the Indian Wells title, which is a huge title. So let me ask you, does she have a real good-looking chance to beat Serena tomorrow? The way she's playing, the way she's competing?
I do think she does. Getting through the 3 setters and having an easier match sale, not an easy match, but at least straight sets. I think she does have what it takes to win this. She's already proven that she can win Indian Wells, and I remember thinking in that one she's going to run out of gas. She's going to run out of gas. Kerber is too much of a veteran. She'll have more experience than her, and you think the same thing tomorrow, but I think that's dangerous. I think Andreescu does have a real chance in this match.
She likes playing the big players. She's got a remarkable record against top 10 players.
She's never lost to a top 10 player yet. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And she just embraces the moment, and that's why she absolutely does have a chance in this match against Serena. She also has a game that she can mix it up. She can put Serena in some uncomfortable positions. The drop shot, she can throw that in. So she's going to test Serena, similar to Boskova today, but I think Andreescu can do it even a little bit better.
Yeah, but Serena looks good, doesn't she? She looks, again, her eyes.
Yes, that's the fire that is dangerous to the rest of the field.
Right. Very intimidating.
Like you said, this is going to be a fun match. They both hit hard. They're both great on the hard courts, both moving well. I think this is going to be a fun one.
All right, Tennis Channel will have the Women's Championship from Toronto live tomorrow. In the meantime, we got men's tennis to talk about as well. Bianca Andreescu and Serena Williams at 10:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Eastern time. Rafa Nadal playing in Montreal.